Welcome to Unqualified Uprising. Tonight we are going to get into our favorite music and bands and whatever other stupid things we would like to talk about tonight. I'm your host, Mike. I bring with you my rock and roll analyst number one, Tom.
Thanks for having me, Mike.
You're welcome. And producer extraordinaire, Adam.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, how's it going? It's
Yeah.
going great.
And
Good.
he's saying fine.
And he's saying fine. If you notice, we are down a man. Joe is traveling. So good luck to everybody else on the road because, I don't know, he's
He's a
heading down to
menace.
Tennessee to help Dad.
Somehow I think he's looking over us right now.
He is looking over us. And as soon as I figure out our computer issues, we'll have it so Joe can call in. We have a caricature of Joe sitting in a seat.
We got to make a thumbnail of that.
It says, "Hi, I'm Joe." It has a Trump 2024 shirt on.
even notice.
You didn't notice that? And it has some air bubbles around it. And the one I'll say is, "You dress like a slob." And I'm sure that was directed at me.
It was.
Yeah, it definitely
Not that I
was.
dressed to the nines.
Well, and I'm sitting here and I'm just staring at this stupid fucking picture. I love it. But I'm going to leave it there until he comes back. Now, Joe's not going to be
He'll
with
just
us.
sit on it.
He might sit on it. Joe's not going to be with us tonight or Saturday.
Yeah.
So he will be back with many stories to tell, I am sure. Oh, phone call.
It's Joe.
Who is it? Is it Joe?
It's Alicia.
Oh. You want to take the call live? Oh, okay. Okay. We're back.
Yes.
So,
That's quite a load to carry.
what?
To carry Joe's load.
Carrie, listen. I want to talk about music, but you know what Joe's favorite song is, right?
I drink alone.
No. YMCA.
Oh, YMCA.
Yeah, because that's Trump's song.
The Trump victory song.
The Trump victory song.
Yes.
But no, on the reels, we're not going current events. We're going our own taste in music and what we like. So the wild card is Adam. I have a slight inkling of what Tom is going to say. We said top 3 bands. I have an idea. I don't know the order, but I know the 3 bands that Tom is going to say. And Tom, I think, knows the 3 bands that I'm going to say. Mm-hmm. I have no idea what the curious enigma Adam is going to say. Is he going to go, what's he going to do? Is he going to go Ace of Base? Is he going to go Depeche Mode? Is he going to get weird and say EPMD? Like, what is he going to be? What is it going to be?
I'm thinking
Oh, you'll find
Bananarama.
out.
Bananarama?
I'm thinking
Oh,
Bananarama.
no. Bananarama.
I'm trying to think.
It's a cruel summer.
These are bands, not solo artists.
Simon and Garfunkel, maybe.
Simon and Garfunkel.
You know what? We'll do a sandwich. Tom, you go first.
All right.
Because I have an idea of what you're going to say, but I want you to give me the reasons why these are some of your favorite bands. And if you want to go more than 3, but I figured 3
Well,
is
one
easy.
obvious is not really a band, but a person, but used to be a band.
person.
Yeah. A person.
A
But we'll go,
person.
if we're just doing bands, I got my 3 favorite bands, but you know who my favorite entertainer is of all time.
Yeah, but I would consider
Band?
I would consider him a thing, a band. Yeah, because if you said, you could say David Bowie along the same lines of who you're gonna say.
Okay, I got
And I
you.
know he had the Spiders from Mars or whatever, but David Bowie was mostly on his own, I believe, without.
Right.
Okay, so.
Even Mick Jagger went solo for a little bit.
Oh, yeah, with David Bowie and produced the worst song ever.
Okay, you're damn right.
What?
Worst
dancing-
video ever.
What? Dancing in
Yeah,
the
dancing
streets?
in the
Yeah.
fucking streets.
Oh, I'm surprised you know that. Pissed the fuck off was Keith Richard.
I hope so, because
Yeah,
that
he was.
video
He was
that
pissed.
video is terrible.
It took a while to get past that.
That
He
is
didn't-
the
yeah.
the most unheterosexual video ever in the world. Oh my God!
We should watch it.
No, we shouldn't watch it.
I've seen it.
should
I've
watch it
seen
at home.
enough.
So, are you gonna say the guy is number one?
I'd have to say he's number one then.
Go ahead and say who it is.
Alice Cooper.
Alice Cooper.
Alice Cooper.
Now, why do you like Alice Cooper?
That's hard to say. Oh, because, all right, so how I became a true Alice Cooper fan is
Alice Cooper fan.
Yes. I had heard of Alice Cooper and was familiar with Alice Cooper all my life. But I went to a show with the sole purpose of seeing Judas Priest once
Turbo Lover.
and Hellbent for Leather.
Rob Halford.
You got another thing coming. Anyway, so I went to a show. Alice Cooper happened to be opening this show. So, all right, that's a nice opening act. And that was the best show I've ever seen, was Alice Cooper opening for Judas Priest. And I instantly became an Alice Cooper fan right there and started buying all his music. And I've gone to I honestly could say I've gone to over 100 shows in my lifetime.
100 Alice Cooper shows.
Probably, yeah. Probably a little more than that. Probably, maybe a lot more. I don't know. But it's at least 100.
And you've actually met Alice Cooper.
Yes, I did. I met him twice.
And what did you say to him?
Oh, I'm your biggest fan.
That's not what you said.
Well,
was
no,
it?
the one was a surprise. I didn't know I was meeting him.
Surprise! Here's
Yeah.
Alice Cooper.
Yeah, that's what happened, right? Yes.
No, you know what? Let me recount the story if I
Okay.
believe. I believe I know this story. Let me tell you your own story.
Tell me my story.
I can't tell you the location. I don't know where it was. Can you tell me the location?
Saratoga.
Saratoga, like SPAC?
SPAC. It was at SPAC,
Okay.
yes.
I think you were in the die room and you told me after the fact that your wife got you backstage tickets or meet and greet for Alice Cooper.
Right.
I didn't know it was at SPAC. And then you met him.
Yes.
And you got him to sign something for me. And it's actually in that room behind you.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, I think he has a snake.
There's another screenshot.
Yeah.
I got you one. Oh, I didn't know I was meeting him. I didn't know I was meeting him, but that was a surprise. But I was sitting there wondering, why are you carrying all this shit?
Well, okay, so I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get in the car to go to SPAC.
We knew we were going. We had our seats. We knew we were...
Saratoga Performing Arts Center.
Yeah.
For the uninformed.
Because I'm not big on meeting celebrities.
Misinformed, excuse me.
I really, as much as I was a big Alice Cooper fan, I had no real desire to meet him necessarily, but whatever's whatever. So we go to the show, and I noticed that Alicia was carrying a bunch of stuff. with her.
Tchotchkes.
Yeah, she was carrying a bunch of stuff. What are you doing?
Like in a bag?
Yeah, she had a bag. But we were getting ready to leave for the show.
Yes.
And she's collecting photos, and she's printing photos, and she's getting a couple of my CDs. And
There's an
she's-
Alice Cooper fucking it's a cardboard cut out.
Yeah, there's all
What's
this Alice
going on?
Cooper stuff, and I'm going like, we don't need to. What are we gonna do? Like wave it?
Wave it at him. Throw it at him.
I know.
Throw it at him.
She goes, just I gotta bring it. We might meet him. Who knows? Like maybe I'll sign an autograph. I'm like, we're not gonna meet him. How are we gonna meet him?
Okay.
Like as if Alice Cooper's gonna stop on his way to the stage. And,
Hold on a minute.
yeah.
Hold on, fans.
Yeah.
Hey, look at this guy. He's
I
got
gotta
some
sign his
pictures of me.
shit.
I gotta sign this shit.
Yeah.
Hold on.
That's what I was thinking. Like I thought she lost her marbles or something because she had been to probably a bunch of shows with me.
To Alice Cooper.
Yeah, to Alice Cooper many times.
Okay.
So the show's over. And
Now,
then-
where are you sitting? SPAC has the indoor pavilion, the lawn, and the upper pavilion.
Right.
Or the amphitheater, excuse
we were
me.
downstairs.
You were downstairs?
Yeah,
were you
like,
front row?
no, we were in front row, maybe 11 rows, I want to say.
If you were going to spit on him, could you hit him from where you were?
If it was a windy day.
Could you throw a baseball and hit him in
Yes.
the head? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I think I hit him dead in the face.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Okay.
I have sat first row before.
At
And I
Alice
have-
Cooper?
At Alice Cooper. I've sat second row. I've sat last row before.
Does he say stuff to you?
First row. He's not the type of performer that he doesn't. He's not the type of. He doesn't pander to the audience.
Does he point at you?
In the song "Poison," he'll point at the women that are there. But
Did
that's
he point at you?
at? No, he didn't.
Oh.
I was so disappointed.
Now, were you like, Alice? Alice!
I just kind of just go with the band. I'm not very I'm
You go
big
with the
into
band, you
music.
get out of your seat, and then go up on stage and play with
no,
the band?
No, I don't. I don't carry on like some people do at concerts.
What are you trying to say?
Yes, I don't know how you carry on at a
I
concert.
dance and boo.
I move.
You
yeah.
gotta boo.
Why
I
you got
move.
boo?
You boo
Why
everybody.
You boo at a concert?
Everybody
That's right.
sucks.
That's right.
Until they bring out Stone Cold, everybody sucks.
Well, we'd probably boo one of my we'll get to that later.
We'll get to that later.
We'll
I
get to
know.
that later.
I know more stories
already
about
know.
you booing people.
Yeah,
Anyways,
Right.
okay. So Alice Cooper, your wife's got all the tchotchkes, and
Right.
you're in the 11th row.
Right. I
So-
say 11th.
So now it's time to go. The show's over.
Right.
Show's over.
Show is over. She's picking up her bag, and we're gonna go over here. And then we go to this gate. And she says,
I feel like she's luring you like a fucking like a
I
animal.
had no idea. I was totally surprised by it. I was
Okay.
totally surprised by it.
So she's walking.
She's walking, and we get to this gate where there's several other people that got this meet and greet.
Did they got tchotchkes too?
Yes.
Did it say like meet and greet on the sign so you knew instantaneously?
No, she said right away, you're going to meet Alice Cooper.
And what'd you say? Oh my God!
I said, what? I was no. I don't know. That just hit me. I went, okay. She got the meet and greet.
Okay.
I went, all right. I guess. The thing that I didn't like about it is like, what if I hate him? Like, what if you meet? They always say, don't meet your heroes.
Don't meet your heroes.
And,
yes.
You know, a sidebar thing, real quick, is I met Tom Seaver once, and I'm
Tom
a big
Seaver, pitcher for the Mets.
and I'm a big Mets fan.
Yes.
And he was a total fucking douchebag.
Really?
Yes, but that's another story.
Tom Seaver. That's too bad.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he was a dick.
Okay. So you go walking in.
We go walking in.
And where are you in a building?
Yeah, it's like the back. It's hard to describe. We go up this like freight elevator.
What?
It's crazy. Yeah,
Get in
yeah.
the freight elevator
saw
with the
some-
chickens.
People, yes, people with that were wearing costume for the show. We see them. We see all the magic that was going on behind the scenes a little bit, I guess. And they were taking their little skeleton outfits or stuff without the head mask on or whatever. And then the hood, so to speak, I guess. And then we go to one room. And there's some guy leading us on a little tour up the. He's explaining stuff. And he's
Up
being
the
a little,
freight elevator?
At the freight elevator, and
Yeah.
there's
This sounds awful, by the way.
what, that it's off a freight elevator.
No, that you're just get in the elevator with the rest of the pallets and ride up. Like
Well,
I figured
I should
you're
point
walking
out
into a
they-
golden fucking ballroom. It probably cost Alicia $500.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably.
Yeah.
And I didn't ask.
Okay, so you walk in
I
a
didn't
room.
want to know. So yeah. They had when we were going into this freight elevator, they were checking our tickets thoroughly, 100%. That took it seemed like 20 minutes.
Give me your ticket.
Yeah, let me
that looks
see that.
fake. That looks fake.
They were very, very, very.
Did you like chew on it?
thorough.
Did you,
Yeah,
like-
yeah. I wiped snots.
Yeah.
on it.
What's going on? It's weird.
All right. So we go into this one waiting room.
Yes.
Okay, and he's just saying, okay, so when you go in there.
Don't look him directly in the
Yes,
eyes.
that's exactly what he said. He was being facetious about it, but he was saying, "Don't make any eye contact. Don't talk to him."
Are you? Wait a
Just-
minute. Is he being facetious?
He was being facetious.
Are you
yes.
sure?
Yes,
Okay, then why would he even say it?
he was being facetious because we all got a.
Oh, it was a big chuckle.
Yeah, it
Guys
was-
all had a chuckle?
Yes, we all had a little chuckle.
You had a little moment.
Yeah.
How many guys?
Gosh.
How many people?
I think there was only like 10 of us.
Did you guys all like look at each other?
Yeah,
Smile?
we all talked to each other. Yeah.
Yeah, I've liked Alice since '74.
Well, I'm sitting
I've
there
liked him since '71.
But I'm such an asshole that all I could think about is, what if he's a dick? That's all I can't get that out of my head. I won't be able to enjoy his music anymore. Or if,
Yeah, but you're neurotic.
Yeah, I guess I am.
I mean,
So-
Jesus, that's what
Maybe
I
it
would do
wasn't
too.
that bad.
I think the same thing, and I'm neurotic.
Yeah,
So
maybe I am neurotic,
Yeah.
but I don't know if it was that bad. But I was thinking that, and I shouldn't have been thinking that. So, so they open the door, and there he is sitting on a couch, and we walk right in.
were other couches, or did you have to like
it
fucking
was
stand
the one
there?
couch. They had some lady that was, I guess, a hired host or whatever herself. She was
You can
dressed up.
speak to Alice now.
Yeah.
You may approach him.
I got a picture. I'll show you guys. But she was dressed like a vampire or something.
Okay.
Yeah, so she was hosting the whole thing, and she was kind of quirky herself because she'd go out of character too much. She was totally straight. So
I want to suck your blood.
this
By
is
the way,
some-
this is Alice Cooper. All
Yeah.
rights reserved.
yes.
No
Well, this is something
copyright
that I can't
infringement,
do with
please.
justice without
No, I understand.
without video, but I'm just saying to show you guys. It's kind of like she'd be talking about something serious, then we
Yeah.
say, "Oh, can we get a picture with you?" And all of a sudden she
Oh, like a vampire.
she turned into a vampire like in
Okay.
that second. Then she forgets she's a vampire.
Thanks for the shtick, lady.
Yeah.
Thanks for the shtick. Can I please meet Alice Cooper now?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's sitting on a couch.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, he's telling stories that are like kind of a couple of unfunny jokes and.
Hey,
we're all
I'm Alice
laughing.
Cooper.
I'm telling you a joke about a common denominator.
Yeah. Because I'm smarter than everybody. Alice Cooper is very smart, by the way.
Yes.
I used to listen to his radio show on 94.5 long ago. The Bone.
For a guy that's like 75 years old now, man,
Yeah, he's
he
old.
does a lot. He still tours like 100 dates a year, and he does a podcast. He had his own radio show. I think they went back to it. I don't really listen to the radio show.
Do you think if he walked in here now to be on this podcast that he would recognize you? Do you think you made an imprint on him?
Yes.
Would you do like step on his toe or
No,
something, or
no.
poke him in the eye?
I don't know.
Sat on a couch.
Sat on the
next to
couch
him.
next to him and like cuddled up to him.
Alicia did. I wonder.
That's a girl.
I
that's
some-
no. That don't count.
All right. I
She's
was
a
kind of
groupie.
wondering, like, as he does his shows in certain towns, does he recognize? Like a couple of times, I sat in the second or third row
Yeah.
at a show in Albany, and
Alice,
yeah,
Alice, it's
at
me,
the- Alice-
Tom, Alice.
But I wonder. You wonder if he recognizes people that
Should have brought that fucking
from that
baseball
town.
and hit him in the head with it. You
Yeah.
definitely recognized it then.
should have thrown it every time.
Okay.
Okay, so
So Alice Cooper is number one. Hold on. What did Alice Cooper say to you? Did he say anything to you specifically?
oh yeah.
Oh, no.
yeah,
Don't
Oh.
wear Crocs.
Oh no! Don't wear Crocs with socks.
yes.
Oh,
he
no.
said
To you
Uh,
specifically.
this is the
Did he
ego
call you
part of
over?
him.
Like you guys
I
have
think
a,
he asked everybody the same. Well, how'd you become a fan of me?
Oh, that's what he asked you?
Yeah, he asked. How
Wow,
did I
that's a
become fan?
horrible. That's so. What's the
Corny?
word I'm thinking of?
Weird, strange.
No, that's not. It's.
Yeah,
That's a very strange thing to say.
that's it.
Well,
That's a
I
real,
know
that's
How
a
long
real
have you been
ego.
a
That's-
I know what you should have said.
That's
And
how,
what'd you say?
How'd you become a fan of mine?
And what'd you
So I
say?
told him the Judas Priest show.
You sh-
And what'd he say?
He goes, "Oh, those guys." Like,
What you should have said is from your appearance in Wayne's World.
Yeah. Oh, that would have been great.
I was thinking. I asked about WrestleMania 3.
Was he in
I couldn't
WrestleMania
help-
3?
He was in WrestleMania 3.
And what'd he do?
He was accompanying Jake the Snake Roberts
With a
against
snake?
Yeah, against the Honky Tonk Man.
Okay.
Yeah, and I heard the Honky Tonk Man on a podcast once talking about Alice Cooper, like he was afraid of the big snake or something like that because he used to handling the little snake. That he goes, he didn't know how to handle the big snake. Always concerned about it.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
So, Jesus Christ. So that's the only thing
She
Alice
did say
Cooper
that.
said is how long you been a friend of mine?
A fan.
A fan? How long you been a fan of mine?
How'd you become?
How'd you become a fan of mine?
Yeah. So
Ugh.
I told that Judas Priest story.
And that's it?
Yeah, and then
Then
I
he just
asked,
like-
and everything asked me. I mean, he gave us a good amount of time.
Yeah, but I
think
mean,
got,
did
like-
you like get anything other than that? Did you get to talk to him like one on one? People were not around. You got to look him in his eye,
Yeah.
touch his leg. Like you guys were
Well,
like,
I mean, the picture. You've seen the picture. It's
He's touching his leg.
yeah, he's touching his leg. Yeah,
he's
good
got
point.
it.
Good point.
And her thigh.
He's got his
Good
arm
point.
around me, and the thing was, with the photos that Alicia took, I'm thinking like, who should I give photos to? And Paul Savarese gave me approved the night off.
Love Paul Savarese.
Yeah.
That's an old reference. That's
Yeah.
a good reference. I just seen him not too long ago at Stewart's in
but-
Perth.
But I remember him telling me at work
Yeah.
that he was a big Alice Cooper fan. At one
Really?
point. Yeah, like he liked Alice Cooper.
That's great.
And we had talked about Alice Cooper a couple times, and so I got him a photo that said "Thanks for the day off" or something. I had him personally raised, and then I thought of you because you're such a rock maven,
Yes.
and I said, "All right, well, Mike Alfrey, who actually got me into that hellhole,
Yes.
I should
Tried.
get him an autograph. I should get him an autograph picture of Alice Cooper." So I
Yes.
got you both Alice Cooper.
And you know his real name.
Vincent Furner.
Vincent Furner. Yes. Yes. That is Alice Cooper's real name.
Yes, and I left there. I'd say it was a great experience. It was a great experience.
Okay.
The second time I met him, he was at a chiller show that my brother wanted to go to.
Okay,
So
that's like
I
a
said-
horror deal.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
My brother's all into collecting stuff.
Okay.
And Alicia and I were there, and so we $40 to just go get your picture taken with him or something. We paid for it.
Give me
Went up.
money.
Yes, it was a money grab. We went up, and we talked to his manager for a minute. Well, we met him in Saratoga. That was a small talk, but that was just not worth it because it was just there was a mob there to meet him. So you're talking about $40, and you got an autograph. Got my picture taken with him, and that was kind of like that. But to get the pictures later in the day, you had to sit there for an
Ah.
day. It was a mess.
Some kind of scam.
And
Sounds
this-
like a scam.
Yeah, it's just a mess, and I just don't like collector shows. I just don't like them.
Okay, who's number 2?
Led Zeppelin.
That's who I figured you were going to say. Why?
My best friend in life when I was younger was a big Led Zeppelin fan,
Okay. So
and-
you deleted him and stole his identity?
Yes.
Okay.
No, not
It's very strange.
not necessarily.
Okay. So your friend.
Yeah.
We'll
Well,
call
he-
him Mr.
we'll call
Friend.
him Mr. Friend.
Mr.
Tom's
Friend.
Yes. So he, I just remember he was like, I thought he was a freak with the Led Zeppelin. He's just like, just out of nowhere.
You just sounded so old.
I sounded old.
Yeah.
Well, I am.
Ah,
old.
you're a freak with the Led Zeppelin and
What's
all
wrong
that.
with you with all that
Are you
Led
on the
Zeppelin?
pot? Are you on the pot?
I
and
might have
the
been
acid.
I think I was. I think I was 50 years old in the 80s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So
Okay.
the way I said, like, but I couldn't deny the music as I started listening to it. It's like I used to make fun of him being so obsessed with something, and he'd say, "Oh, well, you're obsessed with the Jets. What's the difference?" And yeah, fair point. But I didn't dress like Mark Gastineau. I didn't dress like Joe Klecko. So he used to dress like Robert Plant. So in the movie, the song remains the same. Like, he grew his hair long.
Yes.
He got that crazy perm.
Yes.
And he had the tear in his pants at the exact spot.
Yes. Did he
Yes.
have the wiener imprint on his inner thigh? That was
Yes.
on the movie for fucking 3 hours.
He had
Jesus.
the whole outfit. And he
How
wore it
tight do you need your pants? Your pants should not be that tight.
and he's not built like Robert Plant.
Well, Robert Plant was skinny and fit. And
This guy was fit. I mean, he was muscular and he was an athlete, but he loved Led Zeppelin, and he especially loved Robert Plant.
and this is why you like Led Zeppelin?
That was my introduction to Led Zeppelin.
Okay.
So, and he would just say he'd have spare records because then he would go get cassettes, and so he'd just say play. I just started playing it,
Okay.
and then I enjoyed the music a lot, and then I went to see Robert Plant in concert, and which was a little disappointing, but still I dug the Led Zeppelin music, and that's how. And it's been a love affair for all these years, all these decades for myself. I enjoy Led Zeppelin. It's still the music I listen to. I listen to the same music I listened to back then. I listened to Led Zeppelin, and I listened to Alice Cooper, and I listened to Number 3.
Number 3.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can guess number 3. Number 3 is The Who.
Yes.
Now why do you like The Who?
Now, The Who was probably I liked before Led Zeppelin and before Alice Cooper.
Wow, yeah, The Who is, I think, older than both of them.
Yeah. That
The Who
song,
started in the 60s, I
yeah.
think.
Well, I don't go that far back, gosh. But I Can't Explain was a song
That's a
that I
great
love when I was a young song. Yeah, and it's probably one of the yes. Yeah. Just that part that dun, 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 dun,
Yeah, it's a great.
dun.
Listen, that's a great song. I love Substitute. I love I love a lot of Who music. I'm not gonna dispute you. You're not gonna dispute you there. The Who are great.
And Who was probably pretty popular in school too. I mean, it was not unheard of to enjoy. And it's funny. It's before I became a big Alice Cooper fan. Alice Cooper was somewhat popular when I was in school as well.
Well, School's Out.
School's
As
Out for
much
Summer
as
was the
you
anthem.
probably hate to hear that, but
Yeah. The
School's
anthem.
Out is his most popular song, probably by far. I like 18 and or whatever it is, 18. I think is it
Yeah.
just 18?
Well, yeah. That's it.
No more Mr. Nice Guy.
Well, School's Out and 18 were the two primary songs that I
Yeah.
probably knew.
Okay.
When I was younger.
But now you know all like the deep cuts and
Yes.
shit. You're like an
now
Alice
I have
Cooper
a lot of music that I
snob.
like that people would
Yeah.
never heard of.
Yeah, you like chuckle at people when they walk by you at the Alice Cooper concert. You're like,
I'm
the nerve.
I'm an Alice Cooper snob.
Yeah, I figure you're like,
Well, I think Led Zeppelin fans are snob. I think if you're over 40 years old and you're wearing a Led Zeppelin shirt, that you tried to play music, but you just thought you were more talented than you were, and also that you thought that your Led Zeppelin fandom made you more in tune to music than everybody else. Now,
Okay.
we both still wear Led Zeppelin t-shirts.
yeah. What are you trying to say over there?
I just remember I always thought people that wore Led Zeppelin shirts were just cocky motherfuckers. Like they knew everything about everything about music, or they're experts at music just because they wore a Led Zeppelin shirt. Just an observation, and that's a pretty good observation, I think, on my end, because I could be to be objective as a Led Zeppelin fan. Like I could just say they rule, they're the best. Everybody should be wearing a Led Zeppelin shirt. Like my friend was. He said, "How can you not like Zeppelin? Everybody should like Zeppelin." He didn't know how you couldn't like Zeppelin. I could see where people don't like the same music I do, but It's allegiance, just like politics, like we're not getting into today.
Correct.
Or tribalism, whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
It's like being a tribe, like a sports team, anything.
Right. Well, Adam disappeared, so I guess I'm going to go with mine. So, my number one is it's a close number one, but my number one is Led Zeppelin.
That's what I thought.
I am 43 years old, and I do wear Led Zeppelin shirts.
Yes.
Unfortunately, and oh my God, I'm walking right into your word trap that you just fucking put up, because I do know a lot about music. I do know a lot about Led Zeppelin. I don't necessarily think being a Led Zeppelin fan makes you a snob, but if you run around and say In Through the Outdoor was their best album and Presence is their best fucking album, you're not a Led Zeppelin snob. You're a Led Zeppelin idiot. They changed rock and roll. They did it in a way. And listen, I don't even think the most popular people in Led Zeppelin got as much praise as Page and Plant got. I think the heart of that band was John Paul Jones and John Bonham. I think John Bonham is the best drummer by far.
I agree.
By a long shot. Neil Peart or Pert or however you say his name from Rush is close.
Keith Moon.
Keith Moon is great.
Yeah.
But John Bonham is a force.
Just that timing.
It was
he
a
had.
force.
There was something like you knew he was there. You know, he put his own little touch on a lot of songs, and
playing gongs that were hitting gongs that were on fire.
Yeah.
With a gong banger that's on fire.
Yeah.
Like he was out of his mind.
Yeah.
And I've watched many breakdowns. There's a lot of things on YouTube about him where I think it was Loudwire did if you listen to the Immigrant Song, he's playing the drums to the guitar part.
Right.
If you actually listen to that, Jimmy Page is doing his guitar part. The drums are going right along with him. And it's the drums and the guitar before the bass.
Yeah.
Since I've Been Loving You, probably
Love that song.
one of my top 5 Led Zeppelin songs. It starts with the guitar and the drums. And I think the drums or it might be it's the guitar first and then the drums. It's not the singer, it's not even the bass. I think John Bonham drove that band. I don't think you could replace him with anybody and have Led Zeppelin.
Well, I'll say that the Who went on without Moon.
They did.
You know, so which is like it's an iconic band as far as iconic
Very
bands
iconic.
go, and Led Zeppelin said we can't continue.
Correct.
We can't go on because he was also probably the most popular in the band, and he was all their friends, where there might have been conflicts with other members of the band.
Robert Plant and John Bonham lived near each other.
Yeah.
I think John Bonham had a farm or Robert Plant had a farm, and they would hang out. Jimmy Page and John Paul Jones did not. John Paul Jones went on record saying they were not friends.
Yeah,
the only time they saw each other when they were not recording an album were in airports. That struck me as craziness.
Right. He struck me as a bit of an outcast.
John Paul Jones?
Yes. As far as the band goes. I mean, he did, and also after Led Zeppelin was done, I think he did one album. Like, he did one album. He tried to do something.
He did stuff with the Foo Fighters
Yeah.
like 5 years ago, but yeah, when Zeppelin ended in
But he tried to do a solo thing. I want to say I didn't buy it. Whatever it was. I'm going back to the 80s though.
When did Zeppelin end? 83 or in
80.
79?
80. 1980, September of 1980s.
And then they did Live Aid in 85, which was like the worst show ever.
Right.
And
my buddy
yeah.
at that live.
Yeah.
But he said it was the greatest thing ever.
No, it was not. No,
Yeah.
it was not.
He said it was the greatest thing ever.
No.
I didn't agree.
No.
I said, no, this other band that we both liked stole the show there.
Yeah, Queen.
Yeah.
Yeah, Queen
Does.
stole the show at that Live Aid 85.
They were by far the best in that band, best band there that day. And Led Zeppelin sucked. And they were saying, oh, and the stupid MTV people are asking them stupid questions. Are you guys going to get back together? Like, and we're hanging there with our mouths on. Oh, are they going to get back together? I don't think they wanted to get back together. I think Page did, but
I think Page wanted money. I'm not gonna lie. I think they all wanted money, but Plant did his own thing. They went on to do that Unleaded album, which I
Right.
thought was great. And
Yeah.
you saw that,
Yes.
didn't you? Yeah, you saw that. That's amazing. But I think my first experience of Led Zeppelin, my mom brought me to Kmart, and I had to buy something for my father for his birthday. I was like a 4-year-old kid. I remember this to the day. It was a Kmart in Rotterdam Square Mall. Or no, it was no, it wasn't Rotterdam Square Mall. Rotterdam Square Mall wasn't even built yet. It had to be the Kmart in Niskayuna or Rotterdam somewhere. I don't even. It might have been somewhere else, but it might have been a Caldors. I can't even freaking remember at the Crosstown Plaza. But I bought Led Zeppelin 1 on cassette for
Yeah.
my father. Had no idea what it was. My father opened it up and looked at it. My father was notorious for hating everything you got him for Christmas, no matter what it was.
Right.
It didn't matter. He could have been a golden bar, and he would have been like, I don't want it. He said, I don't want this, and he gave it to me. And me being a 4-year-old, I didn't really know whatever. So I just took it, and I went upstairs, and I listened to it. I put it in this little cassette player that I had, and the first thing you hear is Good Times, Bad Times. That's the first Led Zeppelin song on their first album. And it's drums and guitar that I never heard anything. I never heard anything like that.
It's almost like it became a Led Zeppelin fan by accident.
Yeah,
In a way.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he probably eventually would have discovered him.
By
but
my
I-
father's disdain for my gift, yes.
Well, I
That's
mean,
how I became a Led Zeppelin fan.
relatable.
I was 4.
My father had, I think, Tom Jones and Engelbert Humperdinck. I'm just saying, but I
Tom
used to listen and
Jones.
Elvis. So I mean, I'm kind of I'm an Elvis fan. So I mean, I would listen to that. I would listen to those records and go, no, it's not bad music. But you know, well, I'm gonna listen. Didn't spend my life listening to Tom
Right.
Jones, and I mean, I wanted to listen to Led Zeppelin, The Who, Alice Cooper. But I'm saying, but you know, I don't know if your dad had any records in the.
Yes, he did. He had Led Zeppelin 3, Back in Black, but I didn't discover them until many, many years later.
So he liked Led Zeppelin, but he said he didn't want it.
He just didn't want it because I gave it to him on his
Yeah.
birthday. That's why he didn't want it. I'm telling you, it could have been anything. It could have been a new car. It didn't matter.
We got to do another podcast with Mike lamenting about his dad.
Oh my God, it'd be 17 podcasts.
Oh,
Oh my
God.
Lord, I'm not
Yeah.
ready to be famous yet, because if I start yakking about that, we're gonna be famous, because there are so many Alfred Mann stories that are just that paint me in such a bad light.
Oh,
They're great.
Who doesn't
They're
love
classics.
Mike Alfred? So give me an honorable mention.
No, I'm not.
Oh, we're not
I'm
done.
I'm on.
Dude,
No,
we're
I'm
on
only
one. I
I'm
feel like
only
it-
on one. Jesus.
You know what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Can I guess number 2?
Go ahead.
Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd, number
Okay.
2,
Yeah.
by far number 2.
Got ahead of ourselves. Jesus, an honorable mention after 1.
Pink Floyd. I like Led Zeppelin more as a band, but Pink Floyd has had more impact in my life.
Okay.
If you listen to The Wall, front to back, it's about somebody struggling with coming out of their shell, and their mother or society or whatever it is just crushing against them, and they go on trial because they want to be alone, and they loathe the world that they were brought into, and it's just it spoke to me. That's the first thing I heard by Pink Floyd was The Wall, and I think I was 7 or 8, and it was 2 cassettes, front and back.
Yeah.
And I just never heard anything like that. I never heard pain like that. And if you listen to their music, a majority of it is depressing, especially the shit with Sid Barrett before
Yeah.
he went crazy. It's laid back, and yeah, it's trippy music, but you can feel Sid Barrett's anxiety, his mental illness, his drug addiction through like Metal and Piper at the Gates of Dawn and the early Pink Floyd
It's
stuff.
not like traveling music at all, though.
No,
kinda
it's not
just
traveling music at all.
And when I'd be driving without a cassette player with a radio, just like desperately trying to find music, I can't listen to this.
Right.
I think the machine came on or something.
Right.
And that's like a half-hour song or whatever. And I'm going, I can't listen to it.
No,
it was
see-
grinding. It was grinding. To me, anyway.
If with Pink Floyd, you go from Dark Side of the Moon in 73, I believe that came
Yeah.
out. It was on the charts for 922 weeks or whatever, some ridiculous amount. That is probably one of the music pieces I would consider like high art. Like, I think I know it's a concept album and everything, and I know
Right.
the heartbeat in the
That was the word I was
beginning
looking for before.
and the heartbeat at the
Yeah.
end. I understand I understand the trajectory of the music building and the hills and valleys or whatever they say. I get it.
Well, Zeppelin kind of did that, too.
Zeppelin did that as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
But you go from Speak to Me or Breathe in the Air, and you just go through time, money, us and them, any color you like, the Great Gig in the Sky. It just keeps on building and building until Eclipse and the other one, whatever's the first one.
Yeah.
It's just, I consider that art.
I think I told you this. There's an Alice Cooper crossover to an extent with Pink Floyd.
Really?
Well, for the last, since at least 2011, he does Schools Out to close the show.
Okay.
But there's a reprise with The Wall in it.
Oh.
The We Don't Need No
Yeah.
Education.
Yeah, no,
I got to play it for you on YouTube one
Yeah.
day. But he does it. He's done it every show. And he's tweaked it a bunch of times over the past 13 plus years, whatever he's been doing it.
Right.
But he does it in Schools Out, so it turns it into like a 10-minute song. But he does The Wall towards the end of the song, and he incorporates it into Schools Out.
Do you know the name of that actual song, the We Don't Need No Education song?
The Wall. Brick in the Wall.
Brick in the Wall?
Yeah.
Another Brick in the Wall Part 2.
Okay.
Do you want to know the name of the song that precedes it? The Happiest Days of Our Lives.
I didn't know that.
Oh, God.
I knew part 2. I've heard
Right.
that. Yeah, that I knew. But I guess I had to be refreshed on that one.
So,
But I'm not a big Pink Floyd fan.
So, of your 3 right now and my 2, this is just a segue into Pink Floyd again.
Yeah.
With Led Zeppelin, The Who, and Alice Cooper, I'm taking Alice Cooper out of this equation for a second.
All right.
I think if we were going to go live bands to see who puts on the best show, I think it'd be Pink Floyd, heads and tails above, or heads and shoulders above everybody, The Who next, and then Led Zeppelin. Because I can pull up 100 bad Led Zeppelin shows.
Yeah, because I've heard there's no good Led Zeppelin. I can't argue with you. There's no good Led Zeppelin bootlegs.
No,
No,
they're
they're
either
awful.
screechy vocals,
Yeah.
bad guitar, or it's just recorded poorly.
Go listen to Robert Plant try to sing Blueberry Hill. The song was on
God.
YouTube. And it's awful. You think maybe it could be a happy tune. It was just, ugh. Yeah, I just listened to the studio stuff with Led Zeppelin pretty much.
Yeah,
outside,
Led Zeppelin-
outside after Unleaded and all that.
Led
But-
Zeppelin is hard live.
And
Not
Plant-
to say they did not. The song remains the same. Is
Yeah.
great. The Mothership DVD that came with that CD that's a great live performance. It's an anthology.
I think it was, but it was
It was-
meant to
yes,
be a live
it was
performance.
prized. It was
Yeah.
prize picked. It
was-
wasn't
yeah.
bootlegged footage.
Yeah.
It was multicam and everything.
Yes.
But I truly fell in love with Pink Floyd's Is There Anyone Out There? The Wall live at Earl's Court in London.
have you
and
ever
it
seen
is-
them live?
I've seen the Australian Pink Floyd experience.
Uh-huh.
No, I never seen Pink
Oh, you're
Floyd.
gonna hate me because I've seen Pink Floyd live. I saw them at the Meadowlands in 1990. So now we're gonna do number 3.
Huh?
Now we'll go to number 3.
Actually, we are going to pause because I got to pee.
We'll be right back. Mike's trying to find the pause button.
Back from our pee break. Well, my pee break, and we had a dinner break.
There was a pee break?
Yeah, I had to pee so bad. You were just droning on and on and on, so I was
Yeah.
listening to you.
Yeah.
No, actually, I was droning. Okay. So I did 2. You did 3. Who's my
Right.
number 3?
I'm going to take that.
Take a stab.
I'll take a stab at
Take
it.
a stab.
It's cream.
It is not Cream.
I'll say Queen.
It is not Queen.
Oh, I'm surprised. Rolling Stones?
It is not the Stones.
I'll say the Beatles.
It is not the Beatles.
Motley,
No, I'm getting
Motley
done.
Crue.
It is definitely not Motley Crue.
Poison.
It's definitely not Poison.
I thought I had it.
White
One of
Snake.
them.
It's definitely not Whitesnake or David Coverdale.
David Bowie.
It's not David Bowie.
This is getting tougher.
Mm,
Not the Who.
AC/DC.
Nope. You got to think
Not Black Sabbath.
late 60s to early 70s.
The Doors.
The
Oh,
Doors.
say that.
Doors.
Oh.
The
That's it,
Doors.
yeah. That's right. You talked about the Doors.
So, shout out to my friend. We always had a problem with his last name. His last name was like Mazur, but it had an E on the end of it. So everyone called him Missouri, Missouro. No one could pronounce this fucking guy's name right.
Mazur.
Yeah. Well, my friend Mark, I think the movie The Doors came out in 94 or 95, whatever.
I think it was 91.
Was it that? Wow. So I was
Yeah.
only 11. So I saw that movie and I was hooked. I didn't
Kilmer?
even know what the fuck was going on. I never heard of The Doors before. I was like, wow. So obviously I had heard like Light My Fire and stuff. I didn't know it was The Doors.
Yeah.
So after that movie, I mean, I bought the prototypical douchebag starter kit, the best of the Doors, 4 Doors t-shirts, and started screaming about Jim Morrison everywhere. Terribly. You want to hear some embarrassing shit? You want to hear an embarrassing story? I'll tell you a stupid
Yes.
story. I'll tell you a fucking stupid story. So when I was in 9th grade at Shelmont High School, we had to do an assessment project. It was a big, long report you had to do on people.
How many days did you have to do this?
So it was like a big project. It was almost like an all-year fucking project. You had to gather sources and do a bunch of shit, and prepare a presentation, and you couldn't say or like or you know.
Yeah.
You got in trouble for saying that, but you had to do a written presentation and an oral presentation. You want to know what I did?
That's how you got into communications, I imagine, without the and the. But okay, what'd you do, Mike?
I read somewhere that the movie The Doors over embellished Jim Morrison's drug and alcohol usage. That he really wasn't that bad. I don't know where I fucking read this. It must have been like
It must have been a fan.
Moron Magazine or something.
Well, no, it's probably like people. There were people when with Elvis, they'll say he never did drugs, which is, I mean, okay, they got the same look, you know. There's people out there that can't believe anything bad about their favorite entertainers.
Yeah, well, they didn't have to give a 9th grade report on fucking Jim Morrison.
Probably not.
So I get up there. I'm dressed like a bum, as Joe normally says. Of course, I probably had long jeans, a bad haircut, and deodorant stains on my shirt.
Yeah,
But I had to wear a black shirt because, you know,
the Doors.
yeah, The Doors. So I had a poster. Now, I was not a good student, so I waited till the last minute to do everything. So the day of the assessment, I ripped the poster off my wall, brought it to fucking school to hang on the chalkboard. Well, a poster doesn't always stay the right shape when you're trying to put it up. So it was like 5 minutes of me trying to put this poster up in front of 30 people that didn't want to hear me to begin with. So I went through that. Then I turned around and proceeded to recant this article almost fucking verbatim about how Mr. Morrison was an upstanding human being and he was great, and all those rumors of drug use and intense alcohol use were
All
just
lies.
all lies.
Lies!
I did say that he pulled his pecker out on stage, but I said it in such a stupid way that the teacher was just looking at me. I said that he was on stage
disaster.
in California and he opened up the barn door and let the little horsey come out. That's what I said. So that's what that was my.
What do you mean by that, Mike?
Yeah. No, I didn't have to elaborate. Don't worry about that. But so, like a pompous douchebag,
Yeah.
there was a girl in my class. I can't remember her last name. I know her first name was Carrie. Super nice girl. She liked the Doors too. And I don't know if she was trying to warn me or whatever, because we were, passable friends, whatever, hello, goodbye. I said I was telling her about my oral report and about the non-usage of drugs and Morrison, great human being. And she said that's not right. He was on drugs pretty much his whole fucking life, his adult life. He was either drunk or on cocaine or speed or whatever. Jim Morrison took whatever it was by the handful. And I went up and did my report and literally called this fucking girl out. And I said, despite what my friend Carrie thinks, Jim Morrison was an honorable man. Just moronic talk. Moron talk.
Yeah,
I wish I could go back and strangle my fucking self.
Oh, God.
Moron talk.
That's terrible.
If that girl ever hears me, I apologize. I got a C- on that report.
I think he died from doing all the drugs in the world.
He died.
but he was an honorable human being.
He died, I think, in Paris in 1973 under. There were circumstances that were weird.
Were they dubious?
They were dubious circumstances. He
That's-
died of heart failure, but there wasn't an autopsy, and there wasn't supposedly drugs found in his system, but there was drugs found in his system, but his body's already gone.
That sounds very dubious.
Did
Yes.
Did you know that there's a theory with Kurt Cobain that
He didn't blow his brains out.
no, he tried to overdose like Jim Morrison and Janis Joplin overseas. He wanted to have that legacy. He tried to kill himself overseas.
That
There's a
did
theory.
happen. He was in a coma.
This is just a theory. This is a
Right.
theory. And Jimi Hendrix, they all died of drug overdose.
Yeah, Forever 27.
So he tried to off himself in Europe, ODing on drugs.
Yeah,
and he didn't.
yes.
And so when he came back to Seattle, he blew his brains out.
That's unfortunate.
So
But Morrison,
back to the Doors.
yeah, Morrison was I guess you would say, a force of nature. And yes, I know the other people in the band, Ray Manzarek, John Densmore, and Robbie Krieger, who I think are all dead now. Maybe John Densmore's still alive, but I know Ray Manzarek is dead.
I saw Densmore live once.
Yeah, Densmore was the drummer, and he did hate Jim Morrison, and he hated Jim Morrison probably past when he died. He hated
They
him.
probably all hated him when he died. Like, how could you die?
Well, I'm not even giving him that. I'm gonna hit with the Led Zeppelin not being live and put the Doors fucking below them being worse live.
I've heard some Doors live, not good.
So
Even on TV, they weren't that good.
not only would he sing off key on purpose, he would make up new lyrics on the fly. He would see a moth on stage or a grasshopper on stage and totally ad-lib a whole line to the end or a whole line to Moonlight Drive.
Right.
And yes, I love the artist side of it, but can you play what's on the fucking CD once in your life? Can you play what's on the fucking record once in your life and do it professionally? Can you get drunk enough that you're having a good time, but you're not passing out on the fucking stage or getting arrested or just drunk driving? He had a plethora of legal issues.
He didn't he have stage fright in the beginning of his?
He had stage fright.
Yeah.
He performed with his back to
Yes,
the
he
stage.
sang backwards,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, he sang backwards, and he was a tortured soul.
Yeah, I know enough, I guess.
Yeah,
But I saw the movie. I vaguely remember. But yeah, he was a. Look, the guy was a drug addict. A lot of them
Guy
were
was
all
a drug
addicts.
addict,
He was
yeah.
a drug addict. He was no hero. I mean, but he was a hero as a musical hero.
he was a musical hero.
Right.
Yes,
Yes, but not an idol by any means. So, but with the Doors, and me, I had a cassette, a VHS of the Doors
Okay.
performances on TV.
Ed Sullivan show
On
stuff.
the one that
Yeah.
when he did "Touch Me," kind of
Yeah.
like it seemed botched.
That's a
well,
hard song to sing.
Yeah, it's not good live.
And
at
it's
all.
not. That's not a good album. That was
Yeah.
their last. That was their last studio album, The Soft Parade. It had "Touch Me" and "The Soft Parade" on it. It's not a good album.
I like "Touch Me," "Break On Through," "Hello, I Love You," "Love Her Madly." It's a limited amount, but probably their most popular songs I do like. But I've never dove deep into into the Doors. Excuse me.
Well, their impact on music is, and the Doors fan in my heart it's gonna be mad at me for saying this, but it's not even close to Pink Floyd. It's not even close to Led Zeppelin. I don't even know if it's close to the Who, because the Who not only were great performers live and in session,
Yes.
but they were also very theatrical. Tommy, Quadrophenia, yeah, all that shit.
They put I saw the quad. They didn't do the quad show too much. I saw they went on tour and did the quad show in '96.
Right.
And that was a great theatrical show. I did see the Tommy show in '89, I believe, and that was a great show. I saw him 2 years ago, and they could still, at least Townsend's still great. Daltrey, a little bit on his voice.
They got to be
but
80. They got to be 75
it's
or
crazy.
80.
I saw him at the Woodstock grounds, and it was such like a hammed up show. But because they were selling it there, because the Who hadn't been to Woodstock since
69,
since '69, and the ghosts of Whistle and I'm going bullshit. But these kids went to a training class or something to learn about the Who.
It's
Right.
funny about the Who because they had probably one of the most musically talented lineup ever. Comparable to Led Zeppelin, but in a different way to Led Zeppelin, because Jimmy Page is a better guitarist in my mind than Pete Townsend. Pete Townsend
More
is
theatrical.
a great showman.
Yes.
Jimmy Page was a good showman as well, but Pete Townsend was a great on-stage presence.
Page just played. He
Page
played.
played,
Yeah.
but
Townsend could do the theatrics with the
Right.
guitar.
Entwistle and John Paul Jones are so similar. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Entwistle was a better bass player than John Paul Jones. John Paul Jones was a better musician all around. John Paul Jones could play musical instruments I don't even know exist. He played musical instruments I can't even pronounce.
Right.
The guy is all four of those guys in Led Zeppelin. Their ear for music is unbelievable. But John Paul Jones and John Entwistle, I think, are 1 and 1A best bassists of all time. I'm not throwing in Les Claypool. I know there's other guys. I know Jack Bruce from Cream was great, but Entwistle created a new way to play the actual bass guitar.
Yeah.
I don't know what he did. He played
It's
like a
it's
5-string
insane.
bass or
That-
some crazy shit.
It's insane. You ever hear like "Love Rain Over Me"? That song's insane. It's just insane. It sounds. It's that. I don't know. I love everything from the Who. I mean, I like my bands. Are you all right there, Adam?
Oh
Adam,
no! Now we're
I'm good.
Now we're drawing close
Oh,
to the meat and potatoes. Hold
I
on.
got one more point, but I'll wait.
No, go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying when you're talking about Led Zeppelin again, like okay, so Led Zeppelin's that one thing where if you reference Led Zeppelin in any way, somebody will jump up and go, just like the point I made earlier that you think you're so
Yes.
musically inclined. Just people go, yeah! And I could just remember driving down the Jersey Shore and just happened to be playing The Ocean or something.
Right.
And then whoever's in the car next to me was,
Just yelled?
like a brother. Yeah, just like that. And even at a Jets game, I had a Jets game once. I'm up there, and they put some stupid song on, and just randomly I added at the end of the song, "Does anybody remember Laughter?" And some lady 3 rows down from me goes, "Yeah!" We're all united. I know that. That's the song remains the same. Stairway to Heaven.
Okay.
Led Zeppelin live. Okay.
Okay. Now to the international man of mystery, my producer. Get next to that microphone.
God
The
damn
one
it,
who
yes.
never talks
You're gonna
or
talk.
doesn't talk a
I
lot.
never talk.
Well, you get cut off by the big big man.
By the silent picture over
By the
there?
silent picture over there. He's your he's your
Huckleberry?
He's your Huckleberry. Yes, he is. Okay, Adam.
Yeah.
What are your top favorite 3 bands or musical performers? Give me one.
All right, you're going to laugh.
No, I hope not. If you say anything with an N or anything with a C, you might get kicked in the balls.
An N or a C. Wow,
Yeah.
that's very oddly
As the starting names of the band.
very specific.
Yeah, it is very specific.
All right, number 1, I'd have to say Fergie.
Shut up, you asshole, Fergie.
What's a Fergie?
No, Tom don't even know what that is. It's the girl from the Black Eyed Peas, the hot chick from the Black Eyed Peas.
All right.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, she's hot.
No, I like Creed.
That is not your number 1 band.
It's not gonna be my number 1. I listen to so
3.
many things.
You
All
got
right.
3.
No.
All right, no,
It
all
ain't Creed.
Maybe we should skip Adam.
No, we're not skipping Adam.
not
That's what
skipping
he
me.
wants. He's trying to.
He's trying
No,
to back
I'm
us.
not
trying
trying
to
to be a-
navigate this interview.
I'm not trying to navigate nothing.
Yeah, well,
All right, Sick Puppies is probably number 1.
the Sick Puppies.
I can't comment on that at all.
I think is that an older band?
Yeah, it came out in the mid 2000s.
That's old.
Sick Puppies. Yeah, but isn't that like a super group or something?
No, it's about maybe 4 or 5 people from Australia.
The Sick
What,
Puppies.
What would I have heard?
Probably nothing.
Okay. Probably good.
I don't know. It's like new metal stuff.
New metal stuff, like Limp Bizkit stuff.
Yeah, but not like rappy.
Man, riveting stuff. The Sick Puppies.
Sick Puppies.
Never heard of them.
I
Who's
can't-
number 2?
we gotta go quick with it. Like,
No, I don't know who the Sick Puppies are. I can't elaborate on anything.
Godsmack.
Okay. Godsmack. Now you got to remember, Adam's younger than you. He's younger than me too,
Yeah.
by a little bit. Godsmack is fair.
all right, I'll give him Godsmack
Yeah.
as a legit answer.
Okay. Who's
Yeah.
number 3?
Oh man, that's gonna be a tough one.
Yeah, because if you say Nickelback, that
Don't say
computer's
Nickelback.
going
What do you
right.
mean?
that
Tom
computer's
Brady
going
listens to
right on
Nickelback.
you.
Wow. All right.
I'll kick that computer right off that desk at you if you say Nickelback. Don't you dare. Nobody would ever say Nickelback. You're not
You're
a
right.
chick.
That would have been number
You don't
1.
have a minivan.
I thought gay people listen to Nickelback.
Wow.
Ooh.
That's very.
I know,
harsh.
that's what I heard.
Where'd you hear that from? TruthEagle.org.
Well, Tom Brady likes them, so.
How dare you speak bad about Tom Brady?
T12.
TB12.
I apologize.
Mm.
I take it back.
I don't know. That's tough. I gotta think.
No, you ain't got no time to think.
Okay,
You're on the
geez.
spot. You already said Sick Puppies and Godsmack.
Number 3.
Number 3
Of all genres.
of anything.
Eminem.
Uh,
What do you mean?
I'm familiar with him. I mean, Slim Shady.
Oh,
guy.
I love it. I love it.
Old Eminem,
No,
not
I
new
love
Eminem.
looking at Tom trying to. You got anything?
I'm trying
Got
to
anything?
process. I'm Slim Shady.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
Are you the
yes,
real
yes.
Slim
Are you the
Shady?
real- I remember the video when he's making the onion rings for the
Yeah,
left.
spitting
Yes.
on- working at Burger King, spitting on him.
Yeah, maybe want to throw up.
Okay, so
Like, I'm not saying it. Never mind.
I don't think you can.
I
I don't think you
can.
know enough about Eminem.
No, I can't. I can't comment as to Eminem. I can't deny that people enjoy his music. That I can't deny.
Eminem is probably one of the top 5 people to ever touch a microphone in hip hop. 100%.
That I would say, I believe.
100%, and that's going back to the guys in Harlem beatboxing and carrying the big fucking radios and everything. That's all that gangster battling, rapping, all that shit. Snoop Dogg is right there with Eminem, but Eminem is head and shoulders. First of all, the best white rapper, bar none, undisputed. There's nobody better.
He's definitely an entertainer. I'm familiar with him. That's as far as I can go. I can see where people like him. Is what I'm saying.
No, I know why Adam likes him.
Yeah.
It's the same reason that I like him, and the same reason that if you listened past all the swearing and the fucking skits of him hitting people with guns, you would hear it's another. He was in a lot of pain, a lot of fucked up shit happened in his life, and he was in that first Slim Shady LP. I don't know how he did it, but he told a whole story, and probably the worst song on that album is "Hi, My Name Is," or the Marshall Mathers LP, whichever one was the first
Like,
one.
My name is what?
Slim
Yeah,
Shady,
that's the worst.
Slim
That-
Shady LP.
Yeah, that's probably his worst song, but you couldn't put the other shit on the radio. But the reason why Adam likes Eminem is the reason why I like Eminem is he said what you said couldn't be said. I know that's like a double entendre, but he went out of his way. If you got pissed off at something, he was going to scream it in his song. If you got offended by something, he was gonna scream about it in his song or scream about it in his video.
Not only that, but wasn't afraid to offend anyone.
No,
Anyone and everyone.
Everyone.
Everyone was a target.
Yes, and I appreciate that. I like his new CD. I tried listening to it. It's got a lot of those mumble rappers on it. I'm not a fan of any of that. I don't. I like his more funny rap, but I gotta say the Marshall Mathers LP is probably one of my favorite
Yes.
LPs of hip hop or rap, if you would call it that. It's up there with The Chronic and Ready to Die by Notorious B.I.G. So
I guess it's just a genre of music that I never dug.
you never dug it.
I never dug it.
You never
yes.
dug it, Daddy-O?
Yes. I never found it hip.
So Sick Puppies, Godsmack, and Eminem.
Yep. And I'll throw you number 4.
Whoa!
He's got an honorable
because
mention.
Tom's got an honorable mention too.
Yeah.
Nickelback.
Don't you fucking dare.
No, I do like Shinedown though.
I don't know what that is.
Shine Down. I think they sing about killing themselves.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, 45, I
Yeah.
think is one of their songs.
Yep, it is.
Yeah, Staring Down a Barrel of 45.
That's not their only song.
No,
You
but
probably
that's-
hear it at the supermarket.
I don't hear that at the supermarket. Yeah. Oh my
not
God.
not that song, but
Oh.
other things.
Adam's coming out of his shell.
Shine
That's so nice.
like
He had an
that
honorable
mother-
mention.
Like the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Father, you were the best of friends. Is that Shine Down?
I don't think so.
Yeah, it is. You
The
know
best
it
of
is.
friends? What?
No, as he said, goodbye, mother, goodbye, father. We've been the best of friends.
Yeah, I don't think that's.
You know it is. You just don't. You
Nah.
what is the lyrics?
I don't even know what song that even is supposed
Sometimes
to be.
goodbye is a second chance.
Yeah, that's Shine Down,
That's
but-
the song I'm singing.
All right, it wasn't very.
Wasn't
done
a
well.
great Wasn't a good rendition.
No, Joe, what do you think?
Yeah. Sometimes goodbye is a
That's probably the one you'll hear at the
second
grocery
chance.
store.
Ah.
I mean,
All right.
No, it's way better than anything that you could possibly have said.
Nickelback.
No, not Nickelback. Nobody likes Nickelback.
I
Do you like
not
Nickelback?
nobody. I like Nickelback. I like Nickelback.
Look at that photograph.
Yeah.
The bottom of a bottle or whatever that song is. This is who you remind me.
Yeah.
What other horrible music does Nickelback have?
Rockstar.
I wish I was one of those guys that threw rocks at them at that show in Canada.
So, Adam,
Throw fucking boulders at them.
when you were listening to me and
Ouch.
Mike talking about music,
Man, these guys are fucking old.
Were you familiar with any of it?
Listen to these fucking morons.
What?
were you familiar of any
Yeah, I
of it?
was. Yeah, I
Probably
was.
Through being friends with Mike? Or,
Yeah.
Oh, only through being friends with Mike. Did you know who Led Zeppelin was when you met Mike?
No. Not at all.
Okay. Okay. There
You
go.
know my
So
parents.
snobby about it.
Yeah.
No. Okay. Okay.
No,
Oh.
I'm snobby about it. What? Led
I
Zeppelin?
might have suspected
You've
that.
never heard of Led Zeppelin? Well, let me bequeath on you some
Educate you.
knowledge, young man.
You have to like Led Zeppelin. You have to go right now home and listen to this album.
Right now.
Well, it's basically torched my whole childhood with listening to Pix 106, so I was kind of
whatever that is.
Adverse to
Oh, I know.
Pix 106.
You mean whatever
the
that
radio
is?
station.
Pix 106,
Well,
Uncle
I-
Vito. Aye, Ranger
I-
Danger.
Yeah.
I listen to the XM all the time, Sirius and all.
Serious? Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they have whatever genre I want to listen to. They have Hair Nation if I'm in the mood for metal. You know, if I want to listen to a certain time period, I can listen to 70s music, or I can listen to 60s
oh, you know
music.
what else has that? Spotify.
Which we are on.
I'm so.
We are on Spotify, Rumble, and YouTube. Smash that like button, subscribe,
And comment.
and comment, and send us money. Somehow, give us money so Joe gets off my back and I don't get fucking
So, yeah,
fired.
Joe needs to shut up.
Joe
So Joe will shut up,
fired me
excuse me.
last time, so hopefully I can get my job back.
So you're gonna get some new clothes, so you don't look like a slob.
So I don't look like a slob. Yes. So Tom, your honorable mention.
Well, I would say he's up.
It's Nickelback. I knew it.
No, it's not Nickelback.
Definitely not Nickelback. Well, I'll consider it. No. I like this band just almost as much as the three that I talked about.
Okay, let me. Oh,
Go ahead, guess.
okay. What time period?
70s into 80s.
Lots of number one hits, or
I'd say very popular albums.
how popular?
They did a few concept albums.
Okay. Concept, as in. Okay, I'm trying to think of who did some concept albums. How many people were in the band?
4.
Is it Queen?
Queen?
Queen. I thought you'd get it right away.
No, when you said concept album, I didn't even think.
Well,
but
I'm
that's
thinking of,
Bohemian
like,
Rhapsody,
yeah,
right? Or
like
Night at the Opera.
Night at the Opera.
Yeah.
Day of the Race. Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't even think of that.
I was to say like, well, we've been talking about him a bunch
Yeah.
tonight too. That was a dead giveaway. So
That's a good pick, Queen.
Yeah.
And I know Adam likes Queen too, and I like Queen as well.
Yeah.
But that's what draws you to Queen.
my sister was a big Queen fan when we were kids. I remember that, and she actually had the records, and it just kind of just grew on me as time went by. I think she kind of went towards the way of Pat Benatar, and I kind of
Right.
it just evolved into. I had already liked the Who, but it had evolved into other music.
Queen is another super musically talented band. Super. I think Freddie Mercury was probably the best front man ever, and I'm a Led Zeppelin fan.
Yeah.
But I put him, when you can do it in the studio and do it on the stage, that means a lot to me.
That's a good argument.
I gave a lot of credit to young Elton John and young Billy Joel when Billy Joel in the 80s doing Italian Restaurant at Shea Stadium or whatever those huge shows were absolutely sounded. He was not lip syncing. Absolutely perfect. 100%. I would rather listen to that live show that he did at Shea than his studio albums.
I went to my first Billy Joel concert last year on the eve of Thanksgiving at Madison Square Garden.
Joe's seen
With
him
my
like
daughter
10
on the-
times.
Yeah,
Of course
it's-
he did.
Yeah, of course you did.
Well, I mean, he was a soundtrack to my youth. So there was always like every other song was a Genesis song.
Yeah.
And the other song would be a Billy Joel song.
Yes.
And sometimes it would get a little, mundane.
No, Billy
or not
Joel
as-
was super popular.
but,
Billy Joel was super
I mean,
popular.
Billy Joel's one of those artists that the songs that I like that he did, I really like, and some songs just sound like noise to me.
Piano Man is a great song. I'm so tired of hearing it, though.
But he covered a couple of Zeppelin songs at that concert. So, he would
Oh,
he would
you lucky
incorporate it,
bastard.
sort of like blend and mix it into it. Yeah, it surprised me. Went, holy shit, yeah,
I think Captain Jack by Billy Joel is my probably favorite. It's my favorite Billy Joel song, Captain Jack.
Captain Jack. Tonight.
Captain Jack will get you high tonight. But back to Queen.
Yeah.
I think Freddie Mercury is the best front man in front of Robert Plant, in front of Axl Rose, in front of them all.
I don't like Axl Rose. But,
Well, no, but I'm saying
yeah.
for an impact on rock and roll front men.
Well-
Better, more than Mick Jagger. Mick Jagger's close though.
Mick Jagger's
had a
probably
stage presence.
I was just gonna say he's the most charismatic of the singers.
I won't give you that. I'll say Freddie Mercury was way more
He
charismatic.
gets up there with him. Mick Jagger. Yes.
I'm gonna go
Definitely more than Robert Plant
Unfortunately, yeah.
and Roger Daltrey, for that matter.
Roger Daltrey was great though.
Roger Daltrey had that like he would
Silent power.
the lasso with the
Yes, the
with
microphone,
microphone was
yes.
so cool. Doesn't do it so much anymore. I might get hit in the head with it.
Now back to Queen. Not only is Brian May a great guitar player, he's a fucking astrophysicist. Literally.
He's an intelligent human being.
No, he like works for NASA or some
Yeah.
shit. He's incredibly super intelligent. Queen was able to carry on without Freddie Mercury. They were obviously a shell of themselves, but they tried to soldier on. It
That-
wasn't great.
That movie they did was like you were talking about false stories and
Yeah.
stuff.
What,
was a
Rocket Man?
Yeah.
Not
None of that Rocket Man.
Bohemian
No,
Rhapsody.
Yeah.
the other one,
Yeah, Bohemian Rhapsody.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
It was not. I mean, the movie was okay as a story, but it just seemed like with Rocket Man 2, it's almost like
Well, Rocket Man was an actual musical, I believe.
it was a opera. Yeah, he was singing through the whole movie.
Yeah.
And,
Bohemian Rhapsody, I believe, was correct on the way they met, just by Brian May and Roger Taylor, I think,
Right.
were sitting in a van, and Freddie Mercury walked by him, and they said some shit to him, and he said some shit back. I believe that's how they got together. They might have known each other, but that's how they became a band.
well, here's spoiler alerts.
Spoiler alert. Yes.
So did I say that right? Spoiler alert.
Yes.
Well, okay. So I had a few problems with the movie, but I enjoyed the movie just to see them recreate the live.
right.
You know, that's what we were talking about, by the way, as being the number one performer, and that Live Aid.
Yes.
But so I'm to believe. I know that he got diagnosed with AIDS in like 1988 or 1989,
Yeah.
and Live Aid was in 1985.
Yes.
And I'm supposed to believe he made amends with his dad, and his boyfriend, his estranged boyfriend,
Yeah.
all on the morning that he was doing this big show for Live Aid.
I mean,
That's TV. I mean, that's Hollywood.
Yeah.
That's Hollywood. But there was a lot of Hollywood in that in that movie.
I know he came out to the world and said he had AIDS, and then like 3 days later,
Yeah, he
he's
was dead.
Yeah.
I remember
That's-
going, "Oh my gosh!" and then 3 days
Yeah.
later, I went, "Oh my gosh!" again. So
and that's brutal. And then they did the show for him with Axl Rose running
Yeah.
around with the flag and everything, and they did "We Will Rock You." It was a huge show, like tribute to Freddie Mercury or some
And
shit.
I think Robert Plant was part of that.
Everybody was a part of it.
He
Slash
did-
was there. I know
He
that.
opened up with "Crazy Little Thing."
That's
It was forgettable. I'm sorry to say.
so. We got a recap. We got Adam as Sick Puppies, Godsmack, and
Eminem
Eminem, and then
Shinedown.
Shinedown.
And
We got
Nickelback.
Tom with Led Zeppelin, Alice Cooper, Led Zeppelin, and then The Who, and your honorable mention was Queen.
Yes.
My honorable mention
It's Nickelback.
No, it's not Nickelback. It's like almost like a man, it's so fucking snobby. I don't even want to say it. Any guesses? It's going to make me sound like such a pretentious asshole. Any guesses?
No, I'm not
What
guessing.
would you guess? What were your other ones?
My other ones were Led Zeppelin's number 1,
Mm-hmm.
Pink Floyd is number 2, and my number 3 were The Doors. So I can tell you the next band that I like was mainly a studio band, and it's mainly 2 guys.
Simon and Garfunkel.
No, no, that was just
No,
2
okay.
guys.
It better not be what I think.
It probably is.
Hall and Oates.
No, God, no, it's not Hall and Oates. I do like Hall and Oates, but no, but it is super similar to Hall and Oates phonetically. Just take out the and. Oh,
This is tough.
I'm not going to tell you. You're going to guess. This podcast is not going to end until you
This
guess.
podcast is going to go on for a year.
Yeah. Holland,
so-
Holland Oates.
Huh?
Holland Oates.
Holland Oates.
No.
That's
Oh, he
one
said no
person.
and, so it would be
Yeah.
Hall Oates.
No.
Yeah.
No, it is so snobby.
There'd be a lot of dead air as we're
it's
trying to
so
think.
snobby and so pretentious. If somebody told you that they were their favorite band, you look at them and just be like, ugh.
It's 2 people in the band.
It's
Or the 2 people at the front.
It's mainly 2 guys. They were the only 100% lineup in this whole band. We're only 2 guys.
What's the years?
It's
Like 20 questions.
60s to the 80s. We're talking a long-running band. One of them just died not too long ago. The guitarist just died.
I'm drawing a blank, buddy.
No, you're gonna draw. Then you're gonna draw a blank for the next 75 hours.
Why
Cause
am I drawing a blank? Oh, until we're back here on Saturday.
well, it's a two-named band. I can't give you the initials, and I can't tell you what the band is named after.
Is it Beck?
No, it's not Beck. I'm not a Scientologist.
Beck.
No, Beck likes Scientology. No, it's way older than Beck. But you would consider it, they would be considered like the 70s era Rush before Rush came in.
Am I going to kick myself when I hear it?
Yes.
I am.
Super popular. Well, not super popular, but everybody knows who they are. But the two guys were a guitar player and a piano player. The rest were all fucking tag-alongs and studio musicians. But they were definitely a band.
They were the front.
They were the front two guys.
And one just died.
One just died, and they got real average names.
Is it Van Halen?
No, it's not
I was
Van
thinking for a second.
Halen.
Van Halen's a band, but
But
they had interchangeable boards.
Phonetically, how you say it is just like saying Van Halen or something. It's a two. One of the words is a 3-letter name.
Is it Van? Can? Man?
Captain and Tennille.
You are so close.
Can.
You don't even know. You are so fucking close with what you were just doing.
Can, man, hand.
You are so close.
Man?
Just think about what you're saying.
I'm still in the dark.
I'm
man.
saying
I'll be
you're
honest,
close.
I'm honest enough. I'm not.
You're
such a-
saying can, and I'm saying you're close. So what the fuck would be the next thing? If it's not can,
Can't?
oh my God.
Pan. Dan.
Dan. Can Dan.
You guys are gonna fucking.
I'm gonna kick myself.
You are gonna kick
Yeah.
yourself. You just said it.
I said Dan.
Yes, you
said-
did.
I said can.
No, Tom said Dan.
Okay.
How many more fucking hints can I give you, two stooges?
Oh, we aren't
The last
stooges for
fucking,
nothing.
the last name in the band is Dan.
Dan Fogarty.
No, not Dan Fogarty.
John.
You don't know any bands that end with the name Dan?
Steely Dan.
There it is.
I'm not kicking myself over that. That's a tough one.
How is that a tough one?
Because I'm not really.
Because it is.
What if I said a sex robot? Would you have known then?
Probably.
No,
Probably.
Steely Dan is like some futuristic robot that was like a dildo.
Oh.
And that's what they named their band after.
Yeah,
Oh,
Steely Dan
all
was
right.
on. Steely Dan was in the a lot. It was in the mix with K Rock was a big radio station when I was a kid,
Right.
and it seemed like they were on every half hour.
Back, Jack, do it
It's not music, but
again.
I didn't really like them.
I'm a fool to do your dirty work.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm not surprised that I didn't get it. Like it took me. I'm surprised. I'm not surprised it took me 10 minutes to get it. So
You
I
don't like
feel so
Steely
bad.
Dan?
You know, I don't know. I like one of the biggest bands in the world that is like beloved
Okay.
is the Eagles.
You're going to say
Right.
that you hate the Eagles.
I'm going to tell you
Don't
that
say you hate the Eagles.
I can't think of one song from the Eagles that I like.
Yes, you can.
But until last year.
What song was it?
It's an obscure song. No. Well, yeah, I
Yeah, Hotel California.
Right, yeah.
Take it on the run.
I all of a sudden, wait, you know what?
Take it easy.
I didn't like that song. I never heard the song Hotel California until last year. I didn't hear Take It Easy until last year.
I knew it.
No, the song is called James Dean.
Okay.
And I didn't know they did it. but a pretty fucking kick-ass song that I did listen to. I've heard in my life, and it came on Sirius Satellite with the.
Is that
text thing.
song that he's talking about the girl in the shoes?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, he's actually singing about James Dean, who was an actor who got cut off in his prime. He lived fast.
I know who James Dean is.
Oh well.
Jesus. Yeah, he died under
Car wreck.
dubious
Car wreck, yeah.
circumstances, as Adam would say.
Dubious.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very
circumstances. I'm sorry to
dubious.
disappoint you with Steely Dan.
I'm surprised you didn't know that. But that's such a
Oh,
dick.
I
that's
guessed
such a
it.
dick thing to say.
I guessed it,
Oh.
but it took a lot because it's just not music that I necessarily enjoy.
Hey guys, what's your Hey man, what's your favorite band?
Nickelback.
I like Steely Dan. Get out of here. Nobody likes Steely Dan.
Well, I wouldn't say
do.
that. But if somebody came up and said, "Hey, Tom, I'm a big Steely Dan fan," I would say, yeah. I'll say to people, I like Alice Cooper. Never heard of her.
You said that to her? You
No,
said-
no. It's like me saying I'm a big Alice Cooper fan, and somebody saying back to me, "I never heard of her."
I'd be surprised if anyone hasn't heard of Alice Cooper.
There's people that don't know who Alice Cooper. I'm living. We're older now, so.
What do you mean we're older now?
Yeah, you're
What
over
do you
40.
mean?
So
I'm a
Let me
Chris,
make my point.
43. Okay,
you're
make
Chris.
your point.
Look, I'm living in a world now where there's people that never heard of Gilligan, and I can't wrap my head around that.
That's that asshole on the boat, Gilligan.
Yeah,
With the floppy
And
hat.
the captain, the guy,
yeah, the dickhead that ruined the rescues all the time.
the Sarge. What was his name? The
Sarge.
Skipper.
He doesn't know who the
Skipper.
Sarge is. The skipper.
Skipper.
Skipper and the two hot babes.
The professor
Houlihan.
and Marianne.
Houlihan.
The professor was hot. The ginger.
Radar.
Radar. Ginger and Marianne. You know, I don't think I've ever watched a full episode of MASH in my life.
How
BJ
dare you?
Honeycutt.
How do you not watch MASH? I like
'Cause
MASH.
Suicide is painless. We go through certain changes.
Funny enough, I didn't know there was lyrics to the theme
And
song.
I don't really know the rest of the words.
Alan
That's the
Alda's
song.
gonna
Did you know the
slap
Odd
you.
Couple thing has lyric? The Odd Couple theme has lyrics.
Oh, Jack Lemmon?
Yeah, there's lyrics to it.
Oh, let me tell you one thing. There ain't no one alive that's ever heard of them listening to this podcast. I'm fucking Odd Couple. My mom
Odd
might
Couple
get that
big in New York
reference.
City. The Odd Couple in the '70s, the TV show, was my all-time favorite show.
Who was the guy? Who was the other guy? Walter Matthau?
The movie was Walter Matthau and Jack Lemmon.
Okay. Who was the show?
The show was Tony Randall and Jack Klugman.
Why the hell did they do that? Why did they just put them in the movie?
Well, I think
Probably too old.
Yeah, they were in there. I think they were like just turning 50 or something when they started that show. And
The Odd Couple.
The Odd Couple was a great show. Oh, I love that. That was a staple in. I grew up in the New York City area, so it was a staple. It was The Odd Couple and The Honeymooners. Everybody watched that. Channel 11 to 11.
Well, let's get those guys back together. The Odd Couple.
They're
What are they
dead.
doing? They're dead.
They're dead.
What do you mean they're dead?
I think everybody that's on that show is dead. Murray the Cop, dead.
Where's Columbo at?
Dead.
What about
Dead.
What about Matlock?
Dead.
How about they're all dead. McGarrett, dead.
Who's McGarrett?
Hawaii Five-0. That was my favorite cop show. You know the thing about, you mentioned Columbo. The thing about Columbo that drove me crazy.
What?
Did you ever watch Columbo?
Why? Because he was acted like a bumbling fool.
No.
I think.
Well, everyone thought they were smarter than him. That's why it was an actor, so to speak. An actor acting like a bumbling fool. So, no, it's just that all the cases were flimsy. The first, I could ruin every episode of Columbo. Anybody that knows who Columbo is, I could ruin every episode of Columbo.
Ain't nobody that listens to this podcast know Columbo.
With-
I'll tell you that much.
With one scenario.
Yeah.
Talk to my lawyer.
Talk to my lawyer.
That's all they had to say, and he would never solve the case. Because he'd
Man.
go on this crazy evidence, this crazy theory. He would agonize over the case, and the suspect always thought they were smarter than him because he did act like a bumbling moron.
Nope. Just give me Sipowicz on NYPD Blue. That's where it's at. They don't talk. Hit them with a fucking phone.
No,
book.
you get Vic.
That's how you do it.
You get Vic Mackey from
Oh
The
my God.
Shield.
Oh yeah, Vic Mackey and Sipowicz. It's Dennis Franz. What's Dennis Franz doing?
I think he's dead too.
Well, someone got to get a hold of him
Is he dead?
and bring back
Yeah.
NYPD Blue.
Well, Jimmy Smith is still alive.
Well, what about David Caruso?
I didn't watch
I don't know.
NYPD Blue.
Oh, that was a great show. But it was kind of shticky because they would bring someone into the interrogation room, and David Koresh would be like, "Hey guys, you really got to tell me something." And then Sipowicz would come in and just punch the guy in the face. Be like, you're gonna sing Canary, as you say. You're gonna sing right now.
Come on, Canary,
And
sing.
the people would piss
Talk.
themselves or cry, and Sipowicz would hit him with a phone book. I mean, it wasn't very. It didn't. It didn't make me want to be a police officer at all.
It makes people think that police officers do that shit. Maybe they do.
Well,
Maybe
I
some
don't know.
That's a story for another
That's a
time.
story
That's
for
another
another podcast. That is another podcast.
So is Gilligan.
So is Gilligan.
So now it's not just Ginger and Marianne that look hot to me. Now, as I get
The
older,
professor.
Mrs. Howell's not so bad.
Oh Jesus!
So we are going to finish with the old classic stupid question: desert island time. If you could be on a desert island with a working CD player, and you could only have one CD or 8-track or cassette or vinyl, whatever, what would it be and why? And this is the final question, and then we will end this podcast. Adam, you go first.
Oh wow! One CD.
One CD, and it has to be a particular CD. You have to name the CD, and then you have to tell me why.
I already know
No
mine.
greatest hits.
Green Day,
allowed.
American Idiot.
That is a good choice. I actually know that CD. That is a very good choice. Is that the one with the heart and the fist or whatever
Yeah,
on
it
the
is.
cover?
With like the grenade outline.
Yeah. And that has Holiday on it.
Yep. That Boulevard of Broken Dreams. A couple other ones. American Idiot, of course.
That is a good choice. I'm not a huge Green Day fan, but that is a very good choice because that was a good album. Tom?
Led Zeppelin, their first album.
Led Zeppelin 1.
Led Zeppelin 1, yes.
Any reasons?
All aside, the whole album's great. It's one of the few albums that I like every single damn song on the album, and it's an actual mood song. It's a mood album. I think I could chill to that for the rest of my days on a desert island.
You?
I
I know yours.
I think I know his too.
Nickelback.
I'm gonna guess The Wall because he was fawning over that.
You were correct. The Wall, either the studio version or the live version. I prefer the live version more, but it's that I can't take anything above that.
Real quick,
Yes,
one song that's a guilty pleasure of yours. All three.
Careless Whisper by George Michael.
I wish I knew. But George Michael's enough for me to say okay.
I can give you more too.
I probably have a few, but one. But go ahead, Adam.
Hey,
I'm not gonna hear of it.
You're gonna laugh.
Tarzan Boy, Baltimore. That's another one by me.
That's good.
Nope.
I like that song too.
Yeah.
Bye bye bye. And
Oh,
sing.
my God.
Oh no, that's a. I would keep that
that's
as secret.
terrible. That is
I mean, it's
terrible. You know what do you
terrible.
mean? What do you? I mean, it's terrible. It's terrible. Oh, don't do the dance at me. Oh,
You're gonna look at it and you're gonna fucking like it.
Tarzan Boy's a good one because I do like that. I don't think I'm embarrassed that I like
whoa,
that.
whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, 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 whoa.
Well, mine is Toxic.
Oh God, yeah, that's my wife's favorite
Oh
song.
my goodness, yeah. So
That's your only. Give me another guilty pleasure. Give me another
Tarzan?
guilty
Guilty
pleasure.
pleasure. God.
'Cause I got more stupid ones.
I'm usually setting my ways with music.
Oh, I got
God.
some ones that are gonna blow you away.
I mean, I don't want to mention stuff like a Frank Sinatra song or a Frankie
That's
Valli
Joe. That's
song.
Joe.
That don't. Yeah.
That don't count. I'm just talking like a stupid pop song.
No, it can be anything, but I mean, those Frank Sinatra's kind of hard to call out for being a dumb song, but
Oh, what's that? The Buddy Holly song? Ooh,
Oh, Weezer?
Oh, Weezer!
Weezer, yeah. Yeah.
Blue Bayou by Linda Ronstadt.
Hate that song. Oh.
Moon River.
I'll give you another
All right, I got one. I thought of
Hit
one.
me, baby, one more
Oh,
time.
shut up with
No
that. What are
way.
you doing?
What do you mean? What am I doing?
We're
Oh.
bag.
Oh,
What do you mean?
Theme to Harley Simon. The theme to The Spy Who Loved Me.
I don't know what that is.
Nobody does it better. Makes me feel sad for the rest. It was a top hit in 1977.
What are you?
1977 is before he was born.
Yeah. What are you ugging me for? What
I Can't Make You Love Me by Bonnie Raitt. Oh. Lay down with me. Tell me no lies.
Oh, I'll tell you.
Just stay with me.
So here's me in the car
Oh, Lord.
thinking to myself how much I hate country music.
Oh, God.
And then the DJ says, coming up next, a John Denver song.
That's,
then I
that's
turned it up.
debatable.
Then I-
That's,
Rocky
that's-
Mountain High.
That's debatable.
Rocky Mountain High, I love, and I love
Country roads, yeah,
and,
but that's more like Americana than country. I mean,
pop. It was pop. It was pop.
I guess you would say that would be poppy.
Well, he sings. Every song has country in it. It's country roads. This is
Well, I know, but I know, and he
thank
did.
God I'm a country boy.
Yes, that's a great
All
song.
right, I'll
by
give
the
you
way.
one.
What?
That's a rap. That song.
Sledgehammer, Peter Gabriel.
I wouldn't call that a guilty pleasure because that's a good song. You have to have a crappy song that's a guilty pleasure.
All right, well, I gave you one. I got the.
Well, because it's In Sync and Backstreet Boys, but
Yeah, I would be.
It was
actually, that
Britney
would be-
Spears,
for me,
thank
that
you.
would- for me and Mike, that would be a guilty pleasure. For you, it kind of fits.
Please elaborate on what you
Yeah,
just
what's
said.
that- what's
Please
that supposed
elaborate
to
on
mean?
what you just
Well,
said.
you're going for shock value. You're trying to.
No,
but I
I'm
think you
not.
s-
I
think
listen to-
you like that song. All right.
Listen,
There you go.
I want it
Guilty
that
pleasure.
way, and
I didn't say
because you
that
love
song.
me or the more that you love me. As long as you love me, who you are.
Hate it. Hate it.
No,
hate,
that's
hate,
good.
hate,
It's-
hate.
Listen, the only reason why I don't think it's good music because I know some fat fucking dude in the other room wrote that song. That's the only reason. Those guys didn't write their own music. They some fucking some businessman, some executive wrote that song. So
There was a hit song in 1987. In '87, the band was called Swing Out Sister. And the
Jesus.
song was called Breakout. And it was a hit. And if anybody, please don't tell anybody that I like that song. It was called Breakout.
Never heard of it.
But that was a guilty pleasure. That is a guilty pleasure song, by the way. I think because that was a one-hit thing for that band.
I got another one. From a distance,
Oh, no. You
the
like
world looks cold and blue, and the bird shines bright.
That's a guilty pleasure.
in
That's
the
definitely-
sky.
You got great guilty pleasures.
Oh,
Mike.
it's Bette Midler,
That-
man. It's
that-
great.
I'm trying to think. Is there a Bette Midler song that I could?
Now I'm getting the looks. Come on.
Come on, it's awful. But those are good guilty because
Oh.
I know them and I know they're popular songs. So I guess it has to be a popular song that we'd be embarrassed because considering that we're so in tune.
We're rock
musically.
men. Yes, we're rock men.
That we'd say okay. I remember when I was a little kid, Disco Duck was a hit song.
I don't even know what the hell that is.
Oh, it was a gimmick song, but it reached #1 on the billboards.
I'm trying to think of
Rick
some more of
Dees.
my guilty pleasures. There's a song with some chick walking. It's oh my god, it's good. It's gonna sound crazy. Oh my god, Adam's gonna know this one because of Lowe's. You might actually know this. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm actually gonna do
Oh,
this.
had a bad day. I'm just
No, I hate that song.
That's another guilty pleasure.
That's Daniel Powder.
No,
That's a Lowe's. When I think of Lowe's, I think of that song.
no,
And Wake
Is
Me Up
it
When September
stumbling
Ends.
around like a zombie?
nope. I gotta do the sound effects and sing it for you. So it starts out, you hear like somebody walking, and then it goes la da 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 da, la da 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 da, la da 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 da. One step at a time, something.
Oh,
It's
God,
like
I know.
falling in line, and la la la.
Yeah, I know what you're talking. I can't remember what it's
blah,
called.
blah 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 blah
That
blah
Lowe's.
blah 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 blah. One step at a time.
Lowe's had a soundtrack in my head. Then I'd hear them on the radio. I go, that's Lowe's. The Lowe's had that soundtrack. Mostly awful songs, but they stuck in your head. Wake Me Up When September Ends is the song at Lowe's that I hear all the time.
That's Green Day. That's off of American Idiot. Better not trash it.
No, that's a great song.
And
It's a
the
great
song
song.
you're
It's in
saying,
my head.
Which song?
one step at a time, Jordan Sparks.
No.
Yeah.
And then at Christmas time
Oh,
at Lowe's,
I know.
Marshmallow World.
Oh God.
Happy Holidays.
That was the music.
That's my favorite Andy Williams song. Happy Holidays. You
can't say that.
And the Merry Bells keep ringing.
You can't say that no
It's
more.
the holiday
Why?
season.
Why?
You can't say Happy Holidays.
What do I say? Merry Christmas?
They've been saying
Merry
Happy
Jesus
Holidays.
Miss?
You
No.
say,
I
you
love
say,
Jesus Christmas.
No.
Not Happy Holidays. It's Merry Christmas. God damn you!
Yes.
No, it's Have a nice day.
Well,
Have a day.
At-
Have a day that you deserve.
At Lowe's, I checked out a person at Lowe's, and I said Merry Christmas to the person.
yes.
And they said, God bless you. Finally, how refreshing. They made a big scene about me saying Merry. I said, you're going to get me fired. Shut
Did
up.
you like push him down or something?
pushed
Yell
him
at him?
out.
I think they wanted to
90-year-old
adopt me. I
lady.
said, Happy Holidays. Happy Holidays. I take it back.
Happy Kwanzaa. Happy
People act
Kwanzaa.
like when you say Happy Holidays or Merry Christmas, like when somebody's going to say Merry Christmas, either way, it's a nice greeting. But I'm saying, like, people act like you're saying, go Merry Christmas yourself.
Go Rosh Hashanah.
I just love that I'm not the only person in the world with severe ADHD. I'm just so glad.
Go Merry
Because
Christmas
I get
yourself.
to hang out with you guys
Go-
every week.
go
and
Merry
you
Christmas
guys are
yourself.
like ADD.
Picture- Picture a friend of ours that I can't name names, but
Can't name names.
go Merry Christmas yourself. You can only imagine 2,300.
Oh,
The guy half my size.
was he an ex-hockey player?
Yes, the ex-hockey
I see
player.
him every day.
Uh,
I see him every day. Well, you know,
The
it's
producer
it's,
left.
it's growing later in the evening, and we're about to wrap up this
Oh.
podcast. And
I gotta go.
the producer did leave, but Tom, you have any closing thoughts on Alice Cooper, or Led Zeppelin, or the Who that you just want to express to people about why maybe some young impressionable listener, the one person that listens to this podcast, but maybe somebody out there has never heard of Led Zeppelin or the Who, or never heard their music? What would you tell that person? And what have these bands done to your life?
Well, I mean, I'm the type of person that I will listen to the same music I listened to when I was a kid.
Me
I
too.
think you're similar to it. I barely
Me
ever,
too.
ever. I don't branch out. I think the only time I branched out, and this is still a long time ago, was Living Color was a band. I thought
Yes.
they did a great
Cult
song.
of Personality.
Called The Personality.
Yeah.
And Nirvana. I never really got big into like Pearl Jam and
Stone Temple Pilots, Soundgarden, all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, those were the 90s. Once the 90s hit, I think I froze.
Nirvana's too brooding for me, but I understand
Yeah.
their impact on music.
Well, their album is one of my favorites.
Which
and,
one?
The
Nevermind?
Nevermind album is probably one of my. I'd say it's even my top 10 of favorite albums. And then,
Really?
Yeah. With the rest being littered with Alice Cooper and The Who and maybe even a Beatles album in there. I guess I could say the Beatles are my honorable mention. I enjoy the Beatles almost as much. I just think the Beatles have a lot of filler. That's it.
The Beatles have a lot of elevator music.
And they have a lot of genre. They like genre music, sort of like there was, like they just evolved over like the 6-7 years that they were mainstream. It's the early pop Beatles, and then it's a psychedelic Beatles, and then it's just the total freaking hippie Beatles at the end there. Oh, and that godforsaken Indian music.
Oh, yeah,
The-
Ravi
the-
Shankar
the
with the
sit-
sitar, yeah.
Sitar. Oh, awful. But that's a wrap. I gotta go, everybody.
So what I'm going to say is anybody out there that's listening to this podcast, do yourself a favor, pick up The Wall, pick up Led Zeppelin 1 and 2. That's all you need to start with. You can go to 3 and 4 after that, but if you get Led Zeppelin 1 and you get through that whole entire album and go, I don't like this music, might be something wrong with your ears. If you like rock music, this is probably one of the definitive albums to have is Led Zeppelin 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I also feel the same way about...
It's funny how my favorite Zeppelin albums go in order of how they, like my favorite's 1, my second favorite's probably 2, and my third favorite probably 3, with Houses in the Holy.
I don't know what my favorite Zeppelin album is. I just know what it did to my life. And between Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd, musically they imprinted my life with, and it's weird. Then it's almost like you could feel how Roger Waters was feeling when he wrote The Wall. You could feel that intense pressure and stage fright and anxiety with everything. The fucking guy performed behind a wall, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
We're talking about Jim Morrison turning his back. They did half the show in Earl's Court or Albert Hall, wherever they did it, with a fake band. So the band was in front of the wall. A fake band was pantomiming, playing instruments, while Pink Floyd was behind the wall playing the actual music and singing the song. And then they knock the wall down, the band dissipates, and then actually Pink Floyd comes on stage.
You know what? Maybe I'll check it. I never seen that. The Earl's Court, you're saying? I
I believe it's in Earl's Court.
Okay, I'm gonna
Yeah.
check it just to see what you're talking about there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check it out.
You'll find very, very crappy recordings of it, and the recordings will be out of time because you'll see Roger Waters, you'll see him say the lyric, and then you'll hear the lyric because it's rudiment. It's it's 1980s, but you'll get the gist of it.
All
Are we
right.
still doing guilty pleasures?
We're wrapping up.
We're wrapping up, but give us a couple more.
Michael Jackson Thriller.
I guess that counts.
I wouldn't call that a guilty pleasure. That's a great song.
It is for me.
I'll say this about
I don't
Michael
know.
I don't
Jackson.
listen to Michael
Yeah, but
Jackson.
you're a horror guy. That's all about horror, and that's a great tune.
Okay.
Man
If you-
in the Mirror. I kind of like that song.
Okay, that's more of, but that's still a good. We got to think about him not being a pedophile.
No, somebody that said
I wasn't thinking about him being a pedophile.
All right. I hate to walk out on you guys, but I gotta go. I gotta go.
You gotta go.
What
I gotta go.
What Michael Jackson song is that?
What?
Man in the Mirror.
I gotta walk out on you.
No, yeah. What song is that? I gotta walk out on you. I never heard that song before.
I'm out of here, guys.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, we are wrapping up this special musical edition of Unqualified Uprising. No, you got to say goodbye. You can't just shut off your mic and run away. Okay.
Joe.
Yeah.
Joe.
Thank you for joining me tonight, Tom.
Thanks for having me.
Oh,
It's been a lot of fun tonight.
Always a pleasure. Adam, you cease to amaze me. I love it.
Thank you.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Yes. And I've been your host, Mike. Bye for now.